one really goes up to white American artists and asks them if they speak for their culture the way people expect artists of color to do.
I hate you guys so much. You know what? As your punishment, we're gonna do it again. We're doing it again. We're gonna play it this time. Okay?
I feel like a lot of the coverage around the band focuses a lot more on the context that we're from, which I think is a burden shared by a lot of artists from the Arab world in general, not just musicians, where there's this sort of weird expectation to sort of speak for your culture or speak about politics and society instead of actually just talking about the work itself. And we do invest ridiculous amounts of time working on crafting our music and making the references richer and making the writing as rich as possible and as equally laced with a lot of references to other texts and stuff like that. And I feel like that's the stuff that we very, very rarely get to actually talk about. It's funny, no one really goes up to a lot of white American artists and asks them if they speak for their culture the way people expect artists of color to do. We all compose together. I write the lyrics and compose with them. The rest of them compose. Haig is our violinist, I sing. Firas is the guitarist / keyboardist. Firas is like sort of a multi-instrumentalist, like genius. Carlos is the drummer. Ibrahim is our bassist / bass keyboardist. قبل الحفلة بعثوا لنا قرار من وزارة الداخلية إنه مسموح أمنياً.
طب هلا خبرني.
قرار وزارة الداخلية.
عملتوا واسطة لحتى؟
لا ما عملنا. So what happened in Amman is we were supposed to play a concert at this venue, which is the Roman Amphitheater. We've played there before, we played 3 times in that venue before. We played in Amman maybe 6 or 7 times. And the concert was in fact banned because we were at odds with Jordanian values and customs and morality, and that we incite people to rebel against society and governments. All these things seem like pretty basic democratic freedoms that should be allowed. But I think the point was to sort of send a public message, which is kind of dangerous. I think there's also an increasing trend of governments sort of just pandering to religious institutions because of crazy increase in fanaticism. I don't just mean within the Islamic community, within the Christian community as well, as a backlash or for whatever other reason. Clamping down on freedoms of speech and sexuality and whatever it is, I don't think it's really easy to just decide that it's Islamic fundamentalism or anything like that. But then it gets more complicated, and if you look at Lebanon is a really good example of this, where the law that's actually used to incarcerate non-heterosexuals is a law that was actually put in place by the French, not by the Lebanese or the Islamic world or anything like that. It's not like we're talking about stuff that's completely alien, right? It's not some obscure radical theory that we're pushing. We reinforce that narrative that any society can have such a thing as a shared moral code and shared values and shared customs, and that there should be one sort of monocultural approach to these things, and that you can't respect other political opinions. You'd expect that with these things, the way things should work is you could have a public conversation about this stuff. Exclude us from the conversation, then there is no conversation, which is exactly what fascism is. Something that really sort of just dawned on me the other day when the whole thing with the Jordanian government happened. So it was really humbling to see our audience react to the band like that, to see the kind of uproar that happened, to see the kind of media support that happened, literally like just a concert audience turn into a political body that way, that you know, actually changes something, you know, on a governmental level. Like that was a concert crowd, you know what I mean? That wasn't a protest, that wasn't a political group. There was an actual political change that happened, right? There was a retraction from someone who explicitly said there will be no retraction. And it's amazing, that's what music is, right? That's what a concert crowd changed policy, which is completely insane, like completely insane. And it's kind of magical.
Yeah, good job, boys. Good job, boys. Bye.